Okay, am I audible? Okay, so again, we will continue with the topic modulation. So far we have completed amplitude modulation and then we have started frequency modulation. Now we will again start with the frequency modulation definition. Okay, what was the definition of frequency modulation? It is defined as a process by which frequency of carrier wave is varied in accordance with instantaneous value of message signal. Okay, so definition base both are same frequency and amplitude modulation, but only the difference is here frequency is written, there it is amplitude. So we have seen that when we are writing expression for instantaneous value of frequency modulated wave, we can directly write EFM. Then what about the magnitude? The magnitude of modulated wave is exactly same as magnitude of carrier signal because there is no change in the magnitude in frequency modulation. So you can directly write EC. Then again sine of function. So here we can't write anything sine directly omega ct or omega mt like that because its frequency, if you look at the waveform, its frequency keeps on varying as the time goes on. So we can't directly write any angular frequency there. So what we are doing is we are integrating with respect to time to find out what is the value of angular frequency. We are integrating with respect to time. So integration of omega dt. So I am writing f of function of omega c comma omega m is equal to integration of omega dt. So what is this omega? So it is actually written in the second line. Omega means it is omega c plus, sorry again I will write omega is equal to omega c plus delta omega sine omega mt. That means with respect to the value of omega m, this delta or this sign, or I can say like this sign will change. It can be positive, it can be negative. So with respect to the value of omega m, the polarity of this second term will change. So here you can see, if you look at the waveform, you can see that when the during the positive half cycle, the sign value is from 0 to 180. So during that time, when the sign of something is 0 to 180, it will give you a positive quantity. So what will happen is omega become omega c plus this small change. And when uh, that is during 180 degree to 360, if you take sine, it will become negative. So what will happen? This expression automatically becomes omega c minus the second term. I can't write delta omega directly because the value, the second term is depends on uh, the omega m. Okay, so its value will keep on changing. So I can write omega is equal to omega c plus delta omega sine omega mt. So this, how this expression has come, it is only to indicate that the frequency is increasing when modulation or message signal is between 0 and 180, and frequency is decreasing when the message signal is between, angular frequency of message signal is between 180 to 360. So that is why we have added this expression. And now we are performing the integration since f of omega c comma omega m is equal to integral of omega t. Instead of this omega, I am substituting omega c plus delta omega sine omega mt. So I am substituting that. So I can divide this term into two. That is, uh, so I can write like this omega dt is equal to integral of omega c plus delta omega sin omega t dt. So how can I write this one now? I can separate the integration now. That is integral of omega c dt, because that is the first term, okay, plus integral of delta omega sin omega mt dt. So as in the second step, I am separating is, that is integral of omega c dt plus integral of delta omega sin omega mt dt. Now we can perform the integration. So integral of omega c dt is, actually omega c is a constant. So what I can do is I can take it outside of the integration. So omega c integral of dt plus, again delta omega is also a constant. So delta omega I am taking outside, and integral of sin omega mt dt. Now I can perform the integration. Integral of dt is, you know that it is t. Okay, integral of dt is t. So I can write omega c t plus, again integral of sine. Integral of sine is what? എന്താണ് സൈനിന്റെ ഇന്റഗ്രൽ? സൈനിന്റെ ഇന്റഗ്രൽ എന്താണ്? Minus cos. Okay, so integral of sine is minus cos. So I can write like delta omega minus cos omega mt divided by omega m, because I am integrating with respect to dt. Okay, I am integrating with respect to dt, so I have to write divided by omega m. Okay, now since minus sign is here, the next step is to include that sign into the equation, that is omega ct minus delta omega divided by this omega m cos omega mt. Now this is the expression, and we know that omega means formula we already studied, omega is equal to 2 pi f. So I am substituting, since omega is equal to 2 pi f, I can substitute delta omega equal to 2 pi delta f. So I am substituting like that, 2 pi delta f divided by 2 pi fm. So instead of omega m, I am writing omega m is equal to 2 pi fm. Similar to that, delta omega is equal to 2 pi delta f cos omega mt. Then I can cancel both the 2 pi's which is available in the numerator and denominator. So I am cancelling both the 2 pi. So now the equation becomes omega c minus delta f divided found out what is f of omega c comma omega m. That's it. But am I audible to you? So whatever we have found out is this term f of omega c comma omega m, and so this term actually, I mean this term, okay, f of omega c comma omega m. So we have to substitute whatever we derived now into this equation. Okay, so let us see that EFM is equal to EC sine. So we have taken this directly. EFM is equal to EC sine. Now instead of f of omega c comma omega m, I have to substitute this one. So I am substituting that. And then I am writing the expression EFM is equal to EC sine of omega ct minus delta f divided by fm cos omega mt. So, and then later I am taking this particular term, that is delta f divided by fm, that is actually called as modulating index of frequency modulation. So that means frequency deviation by modulating frequency. That's the meaning of that. So modulation index in FM is equal to frequency deviation divided by modulating frequency. What was the modulation index in the case of amplitude modulation? It is EM, that is peak value of modulating signal divided by EC, peak value of carrier signal. So that is the expression. And then in the end, what they have done is instead of delta f divided by fm, they have substituted modulation index m. So finally, expression has become EFM is equal to EC sine omega ct minus m cos omega t. Yeah, so that is the final expression for frequency modulation. So normally for your semester exam, every time amplitude modulation is asked, not this frequency modulation is rarely asked. So you can concentrate much more on amplitude modulation, and but you can prepare this one also. This is very easy, and if you know this particular two lines. Okay, and now from the above equation of modulation index, that is del m is equal to delta f divided by fm, I can write frequency deviation is equal to m into fm, modulation into fm. And using that, I am drawing the frequency spectrum. So you can see that at a frequency fc, frequency of carrier wave, I am getting a magnitude like this, higher magnitude. I can't say exactly what is the value of that because it depends on other factors like sine and all. Then I will be getting another value or upper sideband as fc plus fm. So fm means what? That means I am substituting this modulation index. I am assuming that modulation index is 1. So delta f becomes fm. So I am drawing one upper side band like that, fc plus fm. Similar to that, with the modulation index 1, fc minus fm, that is lower side band. Then I am substituting m is equal to 2, and then I am getting upper side band as fc plus 2fm and lower side band as fc minus 2fm. But you can see that the magnitude decreases. Similar to that, you can substitute, you can decide modulation index and draw n number of spectrums like this. Okay, is the derivation clear? The derivation clear, I am. Others? Okay, so concentrate much on amplitude modulation because in the previous regulation also, 2015 regulations also, in the question paper, they will be asking this amplitude modulation. Or if suppose the derivation is not asked, they will be asking some problems on that also. Okay, because we know what is the expression of modulation index and all. So they will be giving EM and EC, and then you can find out modulation index like that. Okay, small questions. Okay, now we can compare what is the difference between amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. Comparison between amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. So what is the first is full form? Okay, it is compared based on the expansion. That is, AM means amplitude modulation, FM means it is frequency modulation. So suppose if in the question paper, if they ask uh, compare amplitude modulation and frequency modulation, the first point is absolutely of no use. So don't depends on that point. Okay. Uh, Otherwise, you study some four or 5 points extra. Modulating difference. So in AM, the radio wave is known as carrier or carrier wave is modulated in amplitude by the signal that is to be transmitted. Okay, or you can state the definition. So in amplitude modulation, the amplitude of carrier wave is varied in accordance with instantaneous value of message signal. Similar to that, in FM, you can write in frequency modulation, the frequency of carrier wave is varied in accordance with instantaneous value of message signal. That definition you can write. So once you write the definition, you will automatically get the second point. What is the second point? Constant parameter. Which parameter is constant? So in amplitude modulation, we are varying amplitude. At the same time, frequency is constant. In frequency modulation, we are varying frequency, but amplitude is constant. So you will be getting 2 points easily if you know the definition of amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. Then about quality, AM has poorer sound quality and a lower bandwidth. We have seen that only two bands were there, upper sideband and magnitude is EC, MEC by 2. We have seen that. But in the case of frequency modulation, we have lot of sidebands, and number of sidebands are available, depends on the value of modulation index. So the quality of sound is very poor. If you have a radio in your home, you can tune for AM and FM. Both are different actually. There will be a switch for converting into AM and FM. So if you change the switch, you can switch it to AM mode or FM mode. So the quality, the sound signal of amplitude modulated wave is very poor, but it is somewhat FM is somewhat good, and it is less affected by interference, etc. So based on the quality of sound, FM is better than amplitude modulation. And frequency range, the frequency range they are using, amplitude modulation is using from 535 kilohertz to 1700 kilohertz. But FM, they are using frequency 88.1 megahertz to 108.1 megahertz. So if you look at the radio, that front in the front this one screen, they will be writing this frequency range. If it is FM, they will be writing 88.1 as the starting this one value, then 108.1 in the ending place. So they will be writing that value. Similarly for AM also. So it frequency of AM is 535 to 1700 kilohertz, but FM is 88.1 megahertz to 108.1 megahertz. And bandwidth, we have seen that the bandwidth of FM is very less, but it is large, and number of sideband is equal to 2, lower sideband and upper sideband, only 2 sidebands. But we have seen that depends on the modulation index, the number of sidebands having significant amplitude depend on the modulation index. So depending on the modulation index, you can have n number of sidebands. But in the case of AM, only 2 sidebands are there. And noise, AM receivers are very less susceptible to noise because noise affects the amplitude. Okay, uh, which is where information is stored in FM signal. So FM uh, receives receivers are better immune to noise, and it is possible to decrease the noise by further deviation. So in the case of receiver, uh, what will happen? The FM is better than AM. Okay, so that is what we can conclude. The efficiency wise, power is wasted in transmitting the carrier wave. All transmitting power is useful, so that why FM is very efficient. Okay, you can write the sentence like this: FM is very efficient than AM. Or here in the case of AM, you can write uh, power is wasted, so efficiency is less. Okay, so when you are comparing based on efficiency, uh, FM is more efficient than AM. Okay, so that's it. Application, you don't look into the application. uh, Medium wave, short wave, two types of band are there. Video transmission, TV, for TV application also they are using, uh, and broadcasting FM as an FM station, and also for audio transmission TV they are using this frequency, or amplitude modulation, or frequency modulation. Okay, so if you need to learn some 5 to 6 point, you can study this first point, and just opposite to that second point is there. Then quality you can uh, write. Then frequency range also you can write. The number of sideband you can write. Bandwidth you can write. Noise also you can write. Efficiency also you can. You can select some 6 point from this. Okay, so what are the 6 points? First, you have to write the definition. What is FM? What is AM? Then you can write. Uh, Actually, when it is AM, the amplitude is varied. When it is FM, frequency is varied, but which is constant now. When amplitude is varying in FM, AM, frequency is constant. So that is the second point. And in the case of frequency modulation, amplitude is constant. So you automatically get the second point. Then quality, FM is better in quality. Noise also FM is better. Efficiency also FM is better. Okay. Uh, but distance, when it comes to distance, AM is better. Um, that's it. Okay. Number of sideband you can write. Okay. So that is one of the question they will be usually asking for 4 marks. Okay. Compulsory question. Uh, Yeah, and now let us look into frequency band. Okay, till this semester, they didn't ask for this particular question. What are the frequency band available for communication? Uh, so I would say it is a least important question. You can learn that also if you want. It is a general information. So the frequencies of signals, actually they are dividing into different section. Okay, that means for a particular application they will be given a frequency range. For example, uh, police, they are using walkie talkie that is working with a certain frequency, and there are people who is using FM receiver, that is radio in our home. So if a person who tunes this radio should not get the frequency of that walkie talkie. Okay, so because of this issue, government has allocated different frequency range for different applications. ഓക്കെ, മനസ്സിലായോ? അതായത് ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു വാക്കി ടോക്കി അല്ലെ, പോലീസുകാർ ഒരു വാക്കി ടോക്കി ഉപയോഗിച്ച് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് അവർ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് വേറൊരു ഡിവൈസിലേക്ക് പോകാൻ പാടില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഓരോ ഡിവൈസിനും ഓരോ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷനും ഗവൺമെൻറ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, ഓരോ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി റേഞ്ച് കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആ ഒരു ഫ്രീക്വൻസി റേഞ്ചിലായിരിക്കണം നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, നേരത്തെ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു എഫ് എമ്മിൻ്റെ കേസിൽ എഫ് എം യൂസസ് ഫ്രീക്വൻസി ബിറ്റ്വീൻ 88.1 megahertz to 108.1 megahertz. So that frequency range is applicable only for FM. We should not use it for AM, or we should not use it for walkie-talkie, or we should not use it for satellite communication, any other purpose. Okay, so frequency bands are there. Band means a range of frequency. So you can look into this frequency between 30 hertz and 300 hertz. It is actually used for power transmission. It is not for any communication and all. that is extremely low frequency, 30 hertz to 300 hertz. It is used only for power transmission. And 300 hertz to 3 kilohertz voice frequency. Okay, that is for audio application they are using. Then 3 kilohertz to 30 kilohertz. That frequency is used for submarine communication, navy and military application. Okay, this particular frequency 3 kilohertz to 30 kilohertz. So we should not make a device within that frequency. It is only for that particular application, submarine communication and navy military communication. Then 30 kilohertz to 300 kilohertz. It is aeronautical, marine navigation. Okay, they are using this particular frequency. And 300 kilohertz to 30 megahertz, they are using for amplitude modulation radio broadcast, again marine and aeronautical communication. Then 3 megahertz to 30 megahertz, that is shortwave transmission, then amateur and TV communication. 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz, that is for TV broadcasting and FM broadcasting. Then again 30, that is 30 to 300, okay, same thing. Okay, TV broadcasting and FM broadcasting. 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz, ultra high frequency. That is for ultra high frequency TV channel and mobile phones, military application. Then 3 gigahertz to 30 gigahertz, satellite communication and radar. Then 30 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz for satellite and specialized radar. So, if suppose they are developing as radar or satellite, the communication should be carried out by using this frequency range, not any other frequency range. So that is the importance of importance that we should know the frequency bands or frequency allocation for different application. So I would say this is the least important topic. Okay. Now we will learn about a receiver circuit that is known as super heterodyne receiver. Receiver means, okay, FM receiver or radio receiver. Like uh, we know that from station, radio station, they will be transmitting high frequency signal. People who is sitting in the home or near office, they'll be using a receiver to tune this particular channel or station so that they can listen to the music or any news or etc. So this radio receiver or super heterodyne receiver means it is nothing but your radio receiver or FM receiver. Okay, you can see that in every FM there will be, or radio receiver, there will be uh, an antenna. So what this antenna will do, antenna will capture all the radio frequency signal and it will be given to an RF stage, radio frequency stage. Okay, we will look into the next block diagram. This antenna will capture all the radio frequency signal and will be given to the RF amplifier. So from RF amplifier, we will tune the particular station because this antenna will capture all signal, radio frequency signal, and we will tune this particular station which we require to we or we want to listen. We will tune with the help of a capacitor circuit. So the tuning is taken place, and then we are amplifying it. Okay, so it is amplified. You can see the below diagram. So first the signal magnitude is like this, then it is amplified, and then there is a local oscillator. So what it will do means it will mix. There is a mixer also. This mixer will mix frequency of local oscillator and radio frequency amplifier, and it will generate a signal of intermediate frequency. You can see that two signals are coming. One is radio frequency and one is oscillator. Both the signals are mixed using a mixer, and a new signal of frequency, intermediate frequency is generated. You can see that actually it is subtracted. Okay, the what mixer will do means mixer will subtract RF amplifier from the local oscillator frequency. So you will be getting intermediate frequency signal, and then again it is also amplified with the help of intermediate frequency amplifier. Normally this is 455 kilohertz intermediate frequency means. And then there's a detector. So what this detector will means, what is this intermediate frequency signal? That means it is also, it is a modulated signal. Okay, it is having audio signal along with carrier signal also, carrier wave also. So detector will remove the carrier wave so that you will get the audio signal. So once you get the audio signal, what you can do is you can given to audio frequency amplifier so that the magnitude of audio signal is amplified. Then with the help of a speaker, you can listen to the audio. Okay, so that's the working of super heterodyne receiver. So all of you draw this block diagram and waveform. Both are important. And this is one of the important topic in this module. Let me take the attendance during that time. Anas,
Present, sir.
Anashwar,
Sir.
Anugrah,
Present, sir.
Ashant,
Present, sir.
Dhyan,
Present, sir.
Fatima Nada,
Sir,
Safa,
സാർ അവർക്കെന്തോ നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിന് ഇപ്പൊ വിളിച്ചു പറഞ്ഞു.
Sana, okay. Jyotish,
Present, sir.
Kailas,
Present, sir.
Mohammad Muaz Farooq, Neha,
Present, sir.
Nikhil Das,
Present, sir.
Pranav,
Present.
Sayan.
Present.
Okay, so once again we will explain. Okay, first what antenna will do? Antenna will capture all the radio frequency signal, and then there is an RF amplifier. So in the RF amplifier, what it will do means it will tune to a particular station using a ganged tuning mechanism, and a signal of particular frequency is selected, and then it is amplified. So you will be getting an amplified signal, and later there is a mixer. So mixer will mix local oscillator signal along with the selected frequency, radio frequency, and then it will produce a signal of intermediate frequency. So that is this one. And with the help of intermediate frequency amplifier, what it will do is it will amplify the signal, and then there is a detector. Detector will separate the modulated wave into, or detector will separate the audio frequency signal from the modulated wave. So you will be getting audio signal. So that audio signal will be of low magnitude. So what it will do means, again there is an audio frequency amplifier. That amplifier will amplify this signal, and then it is given to a speaker so that you can listen to the program. That's how this will work. Okay, we will discuss so far what we have learned from this module. First we have learned Okay, let me take the syllabus. First, we have learned evolution of communication system from telegraphy to 5G. Okay, Samuel F.B. Moore first invented electronic telegraph. Okay, from there the evolution started till 5G. 5G means ultra fast internet along with Internet of Things. So that is what we are discussing in the first topic. Later in the radio communication, what we did is we have understood what is modulation. What is modulation? Modulation is the process of combining low frequency signal with a high frequency carrier wave. Then we have seen what are the advantages of modulation: long distance transmission, reduced antenna length, less noise and interference. Each channel can be allocated with some frequency so that there is no interference happens. Like that few points you can write. And then we have seen what are the different types of modulation: amplitude modulation, phase modulation, and frequency modulation. So in our syllabus, we have to learn about amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. Okay, then we have learned what is amplitude modulation. In amplitude modulation, amplitude of carrier wave is varied in accordance with instantaneous value of message signal. Then we have wrote equation for all these three wave, and then we have derived equation for amplitude modulation, instantaneous value of amplitude modulated wave. And we found that in the frequency spectrum there are two side bands of magnitude MEC by 2. Okay, so after deriving, what you have to do is you have to write like this. This particular equation is having three parts. One is of one is instantaneous value of carrier signal, carrier wave, and then we have a signal of frequency, angular frequency, cos omega c minus omega m with amplitude MEC by 2. Okay, so you have to write like that. Then you have to draw the frequency spectrum and then find out what is bandwidth. Again, about FM, frequency modulated wave. Frequency of carrier wave is varied in accordance with instantaneous values of message signal. So there also we have done derivation and we got an expression. There we can see that depends on the value of modulation index, it is possible to create n number of sidebands. And then we have compared AM and FM. So first you can write the definition, then you can write which is constant. In amplitude modulation, frequency is constant, only amplitude is varied. In frequency modulation, amplitude is constant. Then you can write about quality. FM has more quality, better quality than AM. Then about noise also you can write efficiency. FM is more efficient than AM. Like that you can write learn 5 to 6 points. Then we have seen what is super heterodyne. Okay, then before that we have seen what are the different frequency bands. So you can learn some 3 to 4 bands and what are the application for that. That also you can learn. Okay, then we have discussed what is super heterodyne with the help of a block diagram, and we have understood what are the importance of each block. ഓക്കെ, ഇതിൽ ഇത്രയും എടുത്ത ടോപ്പിക്കിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ടോ എന്തെങ്കിലും കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ടോ? So important topic in this module so far discussed is derivation of AM, comparison between FM and AM, then block diagram of super heterodyne receiver, what is modulation, what are the needs for modulation. The evolution and frequency bands are normally not asked till now, but we don't know whether they will ask during the next semester exam. Okay, any doubts? ഇന്നത്തെ 2 ക്ലാസ്സിലെയും കാര്യങ്ങൾ ക്ലിയർ ആയോ? ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഈ ഡെറിവേഷനൊക്കെ പഠിക്കുക. കാരണം ഇത് ബാക്കിലോട്ട് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് എല്ലാം അവസാനം വരുമ്പോൾ ലോഡ് കൂടും. കാരണം ഒരു മന്തും കൂടി നിങ്ങൾക്കുള്ളൂ. 2 മന്ത് എഫക്റ്റീവായിട്ട് കാണുമെങ്കിലും വെക്കേഷനൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ് വരുമ്പോൾ 1 മന്തും കൂടി നമുക്കുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക വെച്ചാൽ ഈ പോർഷൻസൊക്കെ ഇപ്പം തന്നെ പഠിച്ച് പോകാൻ വേണ്ടി നോക്കും. ഇത് നിർബന്ധമായിട്ട് പഠിക്കണം, കംപ്ലീറ്റും പഠിക്കണം എന്ന് പറയുന്നൊരു മോഡ്യൂളാണ്.